Sometimes, life gets heavy, not all at once, but little by little. One problem here, one disappointment there, a word that hurts, an expectation that does not come true, a tiredness that silently builds up. And when you realize it, it feels like you are carrying much more than you can handle. Maybe today you feel this way, trying to look okay, trying to answer normally, trying to keep your routine, trying to smile when, inside, everything feels messy, and maybe no one notices. Maybe people look at you and think everything is fine, because you keep working, you keep studying, you keep taking care of things, you keep doing what needs to be done. But only you know how hard it has been to get up every day. Only you know how many times you took a deep breath just to avoid falling apart. Only you know how many battles you have faced without telling anyone. And that is why you need to hear this today. You are not weak because you are tired. You are not incapable because you feel lost. You are not a failure because things did not turn out the way you imagined. You are human, and human beings also break inside. They also get confused. They also get disappointed. They also need to stop. They also need to breathe. They also need time. Life does not always demand big decisions. Sometimes, it only asks you to get through the day, without abandoning yourself, without giving up on yourself, without believing everything pain tries to tell you. Because pain speaks loudly. It tries to convince you that nothing will change. It tries to make you believe that this moment will last forever. It tries to erase from your memory every time you have already overcome something difficult. But think for a moment. You have already lived through days you thought you would not survive, and you survived. You have already faced problems that seemed impossible, and you found a way to keep going. You have cried in silence. You have felt alone. You have thought you had no strength left. And still, somehow, you made it here. That matters. Making it here matters. Even if you did not arrive the way you wanted to, even if you are tired, even if you are different, even if you lost some parts of yourself along the way, you made it here. And that shows there is strength in you. Maybe a silent strength. Maybe a strength that makes no noise. Maybe a strength no one sees. But it exists, because continuing when everything inside you asks for a pause is also courage. Taking a deep breath when anxiety tightens your chest is also courage. Trying again after being disappointed is also courage. Asking for help when you can no longer do it alone is also courage. And resting when you are at your limit is also courage. You do not need to transform your entire life today. You do not need to solve every problem right now. You do not need to understand everything. You do not need to have the perfect answer. Start small, very small. Start by organizing one corner of your room. Start by drinking a glass of water. Start by writing down what you are feeling. Start by taking a short walk. Start by playing a calm song. Start by taking a shower slowly. Start by telling yourself, today, I will do only what I can. And what you can do is already a lot. On some days, what you can do will be producing a lot. On other days, it will be just getting out of bed. On some days, it will be solving something important. On other days, it will simply be not making your own pain worse. And that is okay. Life is not a straight line. You do not need to always be visibly evolving. Sometimes, growth happens in silence. While you learn to respect yourself, while you understand your limits, while you discover what you no longer want to accept, while you begin to realize that you do not need to destroy yourself to prove your worth. You have value even on the days when you do not produce. You have value even when you are not okay. You have value even when you make mistakes. You have value even when you need to start over. Your value does not disappear on difficult days. It is still there, even when you cannot feel it, even when you cannot see it, even when life seems to have lost its color. And maybe one of the hardest things is having patience. Patience with the process, patience with healing, patience with time, patience with the parts of you that still hurt. Because we want to get better quickly. We want to forget quickly. We want to overcome quickly. We want to go back to who we were before. But we do not always go back to who we were. Sometimes we become someone new, someone more aware, someone more selective, someone stronger, someone who has learned, even through suffering, to look at their own life with more care, and that takes time. Do not judge yourself so harshly for still feeling. Do not blame yourself for still remembering. Do not criticize yourself for still trying to understand. You are not a machine. You do not need to press a button and simply move on. Some pain needs to be crossed little by little. One day at a time, one choice at a time, one step at a time. And even if today's step seems small, it is still a step. Do not underestimate small progress. The message you answered, the task you completed, the tear you managed to hold back, or the tear you finally let fall, the courage to get up, the courage to say no, the courage to walk away from what hurts you, the courage to try to begin again. All of this counts. All of this is part of your rebuilding, because rebuilding is not always beautiful. Sometimes rebuilding is confusing. It is slow. It is exhausting. It is lonely. It is full of doubts. But even so, it is still rebuilding. You may not realize it now, but something inside you is reorganizing itself. Maybe you are learning not to accept crumbs. Maybe you are learning to take better care of yourself. Maybe you are understanding that not everyone deserves access to your peace. Maybe you are realizing that your life does not need to remain trapped in what has already hurt you. And that is important. Very important. Because there are moments when life forces us to look within, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. And looking within can hurt. We find fears. We find wounds. We find insecurities. We find abandoned dreams. We find old versions of ourselves asking for attention. But we also find strength. We find the desire to live better. We find a part of ourselves that still believes in lighter days, even if it is a small part, even if it is almost just a thread of hope. Protect that thread. Take care of it. Do not let one bad day make you believe your entire life will be bad. A difficult chapter does not mean a failed story. A painful season does not define your entire future. A loss does not erase every possibility. A fall does not decide who you are. You can still rise. Maybe slowly, maybe afraid, maybe not knowing exactly where to go, but you can, and you do not need to rise perfectly. You do not need to rise smiling. You do not need to rise with all your strength. Rise however you can, in whatever way is possible, with trembling hands, with a tired heart, with a crowded mind, but rise a little, even if only on the inside, even if it is only by deciding, I will not give up on myself yet. That sentence may seem simple, but on some days, it saves you. Because there are moments when continuing does not look beautiful. It only feels necessary, and that is okay. Not every victory looks like a celebration. Some victories look like silence. They look like rest. They look like a shower taken after a difficult day. They look like a night when you finally sleep. They look like an honest conversation. They look like a decision to stop blaming yourself. They look like a boundary being set. They look like a small desire to try again. These are victories too. And maybe you need to stop measuring your life by someone else's speed. Not everyone carries what you carry. Not everyone has been through what you have been through. Not everyone feels what you feel. Comparing your journey to someone else's can make you forget how much you have already fought. You are not behind. You are living your own process, with your own pain, with your own time, with your own marks, with your own possibilities. And it is okay to walk more slowly. What matters is not turning a pause into giving up. Rest, but come back to yourself. Cry, but do not abandon yourself. Feel fear, but do not allow fear to choose everything for you. Have doubts, but do not let them completely erase your desire to try. You deserve a lighter life, even if right now it feels far away. You deserve peace, even if today there is confusion. You deserve respect, even if someone has made you doubt that. You deserve new beginnings, even if some things went wrong. You deserve to look at the future without feeling only fear. And maybe that future begins in a simple way, with a small decision, with a change in habit, with a necessary conversation, with a more careful choice, with a healthy distance, with a new boundary, with a new attempt. Life changes like that. Not always with big announcements, not always with huge events. Sometimes, life changes when you decide not to treat yourself like someone unimportant anymore, when you decide to care for yourself with more kindness, when you decide to stop punishing yourself for not having been able to do it before, when you decide that, even wounded, you can still build something beautiful, and you can, maybe not today, maybe not all at once, but you can. There is a version of you who will one day be grateful that you did not give up now. There's a version of you who will one day look back and say, "It was hard, but I kept going." And that day may feel far away, but it exists as a possibility, and possibilities deserve space. So today, do what is within your reach. Not everything, not perfectly, only what is possible. Take care of your body, take care of your mind. Step away a little from what increases your pain. Look for something simple that brings calm. Talk to someone trustworthy, if you can. Write, if you cannot speak. Breathe, if you cannot solve it. Rest, if you cannot move forward. But do not turn this moment into the final verdict of your life. You are still under construction. And every construction has difficult phases. There is mess, there is dust, there are unfinished parts. There are days when it seems like nothing is moving, but little by little, something begins to take shape. Little by little, the structure appears. Little by little, what seemed like ruins begins to become a path. Maybe you are not lost. Maybe you are simply in transition between who you were and who you are becoming. And transitions are uncomfortable because the old no longer fits and the new is not ready yet. But that does not mean you will not make it. It means you are crossing through, and crossing through requires patience. It requires care. It requires courage. It requires presence. Do not demand from yourself a strength you do not have today. Use the strength that exists now, even if it is small, even if it is fragile, even if it is almost invisible. It is enough for the next step, and then for the next one, and then for one more. That is how we leave difficult places, not all at once, but step by step, day by day, choice by choice, breath by breath. So when life gets heavy, remember, you do not need to win everything today. You only need to remain present in your own story. You only need to treat yourself with a little more compassion. You only need to allow tomorrow to have a chance, because tomorrow may bring a new idea, a new conversation, an unexpected strength, a small opportunity, an answer you cannot see today. And even if tomorrow is still difficult, you do not need to face every tomorrow right now. Face this moment, this minute, this breath. You are here, and being here still means there is a path. It still means there is possibility. It still means your story is not over. Maybe today you only need to hear this. Slow down. You do not need to have everything figured out. You do not need to be strong all the time. You do not need to carry the world alone. You are doing the best you can with what you have right now, and that deserves respect. Keep going, slowly, carefully, patiently, with small steps. One day, life will feel less heavy. One day, you will breathe without feeling this tightness. One day, you will look back and realize that even the hardest days helped you recognize your own strength, not because the pain was good, but because you were greater than it. So today, choose to stay. Choose to try. Choose to rest without guilt. Choose to start again without humiliating yourself. Choose to care for yourself as someone who deserves to continue, because you do deserve it, even now, even tired, even confused, even wounded. You deserve to continue, and little by little, without rushing, you will find yourself again, maybe different, maybe stronger, maybe quieter, maybe more selective, but still you, still whole, still alive, still capable of building better days. So breathe. Let some of the weight fall from your shoulders. You do not need to solve your whole life in this instant. You only need to take the next step. And for today, that is already enough. If this message touched your heart, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. You never know who might need these words today. So share this with someone who is going through a difficult time and needs a reminder that they are not alone. And remember, one small step is still progress. Keep going.